guys. So I am back here with a personal vlog, and this one is kind of addressing like self-healing and clearing your energy. I personally can only speak for myself, so I figure maybe I can, tell you guys what I did to heal from, and it's not just from like twin flames, it's like how I just heal, period, over breakups or any type of disappointment. So I just kind of wanted to go over that and just kind of make like a little brief video in regards to that. Now, also for some of you, I mean, because so many of you were asking, how did I disconnect from my twin flame? I do want to say that it was more so like a gradual process. It wasn't like the whole runner chaser situation was going on. It was more so like we had gone through that runner chaser period and had gotten to a point where we were just kind of cool and could check up on one another every now and then. But for me personally, I decided to remove myself when I saw that, he couldn't even be a friend, as far as communication. And there was something within me that realized too that maybe I was holding on, keeping him more so like as a backup plan in case something didn't turn out right. And so I just realized that, hey, you know what? You don't even need that. Like, just cut it out. So clear that. So anyway, I'm just going to, this isn't really supposed to be focused on like twin flames, although I feel like you can apply this to any type of healing. So I didn't really make a list. I just kind of gave myself some bullet points. For one, I do want to say, as far as like readings, like I feel like checking readings, watching readings, getting readings is fine as long as you are looking for yourself. Like I would disconnect by not trying to find out, well, what's going on with their sign. You can look at your sign, that's fine. But when you start getting off into what's going on with them, because readers might pick up stuff. I know you're probably trying to see if you're going to show up in a reading. But a lot of times if they're going through something and you see something and you're like, oh my God, this is what's going on with them. And that's me. No, that might not be you. That might be somebody else that they're dealing with. Or, it's just a lot of anxiety. And then you want to go off and say you did know it was a third party situation. You're trying to check on the other person's sign, seeing what they're up to, what's going on, are they together? So that stuff just keeps you at heightened anxiety. Checking up with them and trying to see what's going on in their personal lives. I'm trying to look at the camera again this time. But yeah, you might want to start by stop viewing their readings and cross-watching. Just check your personal sign for healing. And that's one of the ways. What else did I write down? I don't think I wrote the rest of the things down. I keep looking over like, did I write it down? I did not. Okay, so I'll just go ahead, hopefully off the top of my head. But meditation can be your best friend. So what I would do is get into a quiet spot, make sure that no one was going to disturb me or meditating during the hours of, private time where I know nobody's going to come knocking at my door or whatever. And I close my eyes, and some of you are like, well, what did you do? What did you listen to? What did you think about? I started by focusing on happy times in my life, starting from childhood. I don't know, maybe some of you did not have a happy childhood. So just start from your earliest happy memory. I mean, any type of early happy memories, and just try to progress up to all the things that you're grateful about. So I would think about my childhood because I loved my childhood. It was a happy childhood. I thought about things that happened as a teenager. I enjoyed my time as a teenager. I really did. I really hated growing up. After high school, I really felt like this void. But yeah, it's like I just focused on like the happiest moments I could think of. The first time I fell in love, the first time I had a baby, looking into my children's eyes, thinking about the time I had a conversation with my mom. So I would just think of every happy moment that I could and just kind of loop it in my mind, breathing in and out and being grateful. And also, sometimes if I don't want to do that, I just think of myself, my face, smiling. I just get this image of my face and just see me just smiling and smiling. And when you do this, a lot of times you might start crying, purging, and that's okay. If you start thinking of somebody who made you sad, or if you think of moments that made you sad, just refocus and say, oh, this is about the happy memories. This is about me being happy. And just focus on that. My favorite as of late, though, is just picturing my face smiling, and just thinking how I'm just grateful just to be here. I don't know if you feel grateful. Like, I'm trying to think of it in a way that, if just in case you weren't grateful to be here. But just focus on you and being happy as best as you can. So I did that. I also did something that's called EFT tapping, which I try to kind of put people on a lot. And what it is, you can YouTube it. I'm not a professional. I took like some bits and pieces of information and said, I'll do that. I'm the type of person, I like see a little bit of information and then I tweak it and make it my own. So that's what I did. And I also have like, my Aries is my ninth house. And Aries, I know that's like self something, like self, and the ninth house deals with spirituality and religion. So maybe that's why I'm so self-driven when it comes to spirituality. So if you're Leo rising, you might be like that too. But the EFT tapping, I just thought of my other thing, which is next. So the EFT tapping is when there's certain zones in your body that I guess it's like healing areas, or there's some sort of energy areas that you tap on, and you say positive affirmations as you do it. So say, for instance, it could be anything. It could be about money. It could be about love, relationships, your body. You start, I think this is the first area that you tap, and you just say something positive. I embrace happiness. And you kind of speak as if you're already in that state of mind, even if you're not, which is something I got from Neville Goddard. But yeah, you just kind of tap on that and say, that you're grateful to be in this moment of peace. I embrace myself. I embrace new love coming into my life. You do something like that. And then the next spot that you would tap on, I believe, is you go from here to here, like the top of your head, just right there, and you just kind of tap on that same mantra, and from there you move to the center, like where your third eye. So I guess it's like you're tapping your crown chakra and then like your third eye. That's what I kind of view it as. After you do that, you tap. How long can you tap? I usually I don't really think it matters, just until you feel like you've built up a nice energy there in that one spot, and then you just move to the next one. This next one is like right here. I think. You guys, please check it out, because I probably have it mixed up. I do remember something about here and something here. It's either the temple or right here where you want to tap. I think the next area, I think it was right here between the nose and the mouth. And you just still, again, focus on whatever that mantra is. Then you tap on your throat chakra, saying the same thing, being very peaceful. From there, I believe you go to, and I used to stay right here for a long time too. I don't know, it just felt comfortable. And you raise your arm and tap under your arm. Don't look at my back wings. But seriously, you tap under your arms and you say the same mantra, whatever it was, about what you're grateful for or what you have or what's coming into your life that's positive. And then you just repeat the cycle. Start back and do that over and over again until you feel like some sort of release or cleanse. So EFT tapping methods, and there are people who I guess have been certified for this online, so you might want to look into that. I'm not certified, but I feel like I could do it. So yeah, that I did tapping, and then astrology. So really that was like another one of my main go-tos for healing. Me really understanding you're not just a Libra sun, you're a Gemini moon. You're not just this, you have these placements and that placements. You know, all of that stuff plays a part in your personality, your life. Astrology, I just can't sing its praises enough, because I personally feel I don't think men discovered astrology by looking up at the stars. I feel like beings came down, taught us this, told us all these secrets, and from there it was passed down, you know, to generation to generation. But I feel like that knowledge comes from source, through angel, like through he sent somebody to tell us and explain to us how to use astrology, how to learn about how to navigate our life with that knowledge. Those of you too that are kind of still lost about your spiritual path, you might want to look into medical astrology, because medical astrology can give you answer. It can tell you where there are blockages in your body. It can tell, like, especially if there's something that's hard to figure out and you look into astrology, that's like dissecting your body, you know, with medical astrology, because each house represents a body part. Each planet represents body parts and the functionalities and what it means when it's here and when it's there. Something represents, you know, your blood work, your bones. Saturn represents your bones. You know, you can find out so much stuff through astrology. You can heal people. That's another holistic approach to helping people. But astrology, like, the more I delve into astrology and learning about myself, oh my God, it just really healed me so much. I don't know if you believe in past lives, but I became a believer. You know, so far that is still something that I've adopted into my belief system and am holding on to until I evolve into something else. Maybe something even bigger will be revealed to me one day. Sometimes too, one of the things this is just like some philosophical talk about astrology. Sometimes it's not even that past lives are real. More so that we have been programmed. So, like, you came to this earth with a program. Like, that past life never really existed. That's just like part of a script that you wrote to yourself. So, say for instance, there's a CD, and within each CD is a story. And let's say before you incarnate on earth, you are picking out the life that you lived, and you're like, okay, here's my backstory. Let's insert that into this body that's going to be born. Here's my body type. Let's insert that. I want to experience what this is like. And you're just like inserting all these programs, these CDs or whatever you want to call them, into your body. And so none of the stuff really existed, but it's just the story that you gave yourself. That's another kind of philosophical idea I have about our existence here. Because when you're trying to find yourself, especially when you break up and when you're hurting, it's like when it's one of those terrible breakups, you're like being led to like find yourself, find your inner peace. Some of you, I feel too, still may not understand about self-love. Like, I hate it when people said that because I didn't understand it, or I just thought that I did. I'm like, I do love myself. Who doesn't love themselves? But when you really have to face yourself, when you have to deal with yourself all alone, you don't have a boyfriend, you don't have a girlfriend, you are strictly dependent on yourself, and understanding what makes you happy, understanding just who you are, just in general. It's like that self-love, it's like you just get to a place where you're okay with life, period. You're okay with life. You don't really need anything to make you happy. You can be happy with yourself, because a lot of times people are very codependent to the idea of partnerships. Like, don't get me wrong, I still desire partnership, but I'm at a place now where I'm just okay. If it happens, if it doesn't happen, like, I'm okay with it. But that was not me at all. Like, I was like, I came here, I know I'm supposed to be. Don't get me wrong, I still feel like, hey, I came here to find my other half. Some people, you might not, I know that's a crazy idea, but that is how I feel, which is another thing that is kind of explained to you in astrology. So say, for instance, you have planets that rule, like, well, everybody has the planets in their houses. So say, for instance, the planet with the highest degree gives you a clue to your purpose. My planet with the highest degree is Venus. Venus is all about love, luxury, material things, sexuality. So that kind of defines, that explains a large part of my personality. I'm so Venetian. I'm so the Empress, because I am all about love, falling in love, beauty. I like beautiful things. I don't have to have name brand things, but I do love beautiful things. So I am very Venetian. Your planet with the highest degree might be Sun. Maybe your whole purpose is to learn, and it's like the dark qualities is what you're trying to learn to detach from, or to put in check. Not necessarily get rid of, but put in check. So, like, say, for instance, the dark side of the sun, of course, ego, attention. It's all about me. There may be a need for you to kind of get that in check, get your ego in check. You also might need to learn about being expressive. Maybe part of your purpose is to be creative or expressive, or be a father, because Sun also represents father. Maybe you just always felt like, I need to be a father, and so maybe Sun is the planet with the highest degree. If you have, I'm not trying to go through all of these. I'm sorry, I just heard like a loud ringing in my ear. Let's say Moon was the planet with the highest degree. Maybe it's your purpose to nurture. Maybe you're like, I don't know why I feel like I just need to take care of everybody. I don't know why I feel like I need to nurture. I just feel like I need to be a mother. Or if you're a guy with it, maybe you're like, I just feel the need to be a nurturing parent. You just have this desire maybe to heal, to nurture, and take care of people. So those are just a few examples, but that is why I like stressing astrology so much, because you learn so much about yourself when you delve into it. What else was I getting ready? I feel like, no, see, I should have wrote them down. Astrology, meditation, other things that help me heal. Yeah, okay. So like if you want to look at things from a point of view from like I do some spiritual work, witchcraft. But I still call myself a witch, but I don't really do it that much. I'm not a professional. Like I have friends that can give you way more information than I can when it comes to like spirit work. But one of my witchy friends, she did teach me. This is the wrong color, but another thing you can do is like take a light blue candle for healing. And then those of you that practice spell work, you might be able to, give some other additional helpful information. But yeah, if it's the color, I believe for healing would be like light blue. And you can inscribe a little personal message to yourself on the candle. May I heal, may I be happy, put whatever, a little message on there for you. Dress the candle with the oil, bringing it towards you so that you can attract that into your life. And you burn it. I've also done this when I was trying to release from certain people. I'll burn a candle and ask for myself to be released from that energy. It takes a couple of tries. So it's kind of, it's just part of the process. I feel like you need to do like a variety of things, or kind of dabble into everything, see what works for you. So that was one of the candle things that I did for healing. Like releasing pain. You can write that on there, release this pain, please. Whatever little personal message you want to do. Also, like I've done things like that's called like clarity spells. So with the clarity spell, you can take a jar and fill it up with clear water. And you can do this for yourself or you can do it for someone else. But let's just say because this is about self-healing for yourself, with that clear jar of water, with the lid, you can place a picture of yourself in that lid. I like to protect my picture with like, plastic, put it in a plastic bag. I might have to cut around the plastic bag and make it kind of so that it fits and seal. I seal the edges with fire. And then I'll put it in the lid and screw it on. And this is something that my witchy friend taught me. And you can put it in sunlight and leave it there for 7 days. And so it's like the whole purpose there with your picture facing that clear water is to give yourself clarity. So over the course of those 7 days, hopefully you'll have some sort of clarity about your situation or, how you should proceed with something. Other methods that I did to heal or disconnect. Sometimes I just look in the mirror and talk to myself and I'll say, I release this energy. I release this and that. Like, my weight loss stalled. Since I talked about it so much, I should have shut my mouth about it. But yeah, my weight loss stalled. But prior to losing, I would still say I've lost maybe 50, 60 pounds since 2017. But it kind of stalled like last summer, like as soon as I relocated, because I just kept letting too many carbs creep back into my diet. And I have not been able to restrict myself ever since. But before that, like I said, one day I was just so fed up and I like demanded the fat spirit to get off of me. And it's like I just demanded it. I was just like, whatever you are, whoever you are, you're not allowed to reside within me anymore. I release you from my energy, whatever it was. I can't remember exactly what I said, but you get the point. I was just like demanding this energy off of me, whatever it was that was keeping me heavy. And so, like several days later, like one day I was, my YouTube, this lady that never posts just popped up in my feed, and she was talking about the keto diet. And I was like, what is that? And I was like, and who is she and why is she in my feed? You know, because she hadn't posted in years. Apparently, really, she did start posting again. But for whatever reason, I was not receiving her messages. But this particular day, it did. It popped up in my feed. And it made me kind of look into it. And after I did like a lot of research, I'm like, I think this is for me. I think this is what's going to resonate with my body and how my body processes food. And sure enough, it did. So, you know, it's not like I demanded the energy off of me and then the weight just fell off. You know, it just kind of like led me, or like gave me a sign or a clue of what I needed to do. And, you know, that I cleared that energy. What else? Crystals. I love this orange calcite. Like, I was feeling kind of low when I first came here, and I was like, what's wrong? I don't know what's wrong with me. So I found my nearest crystal shop, and, you know, I read like what each one did. This was one of the first ones that I bought. And something about this energy, the orange calcite, I think I'm saying it right, really I just immediately started feeling better. So I do feel like there are some sort of energies in crystals that help to remove your energy. Sometimes I just hold it and meditate on it. Me, also what I like to do is go outdoors and just sit in the sun. That's why you guys see so many of my selfies and I'm outside in that same spot, because that's just what I like to do. I go outdoors, let the sun just shine on me before it gets too hot. Sometimes it gets too hot and I gotta go inside. But I just close my eyes, and sometimes I get so happy. Every time I go out there, I just get so happy. I don't know what it does to me, but I just really wanted a home that had like the little sliding glass doors so you could go outside on a little patio. And I'm so grateful. Okay, I'm so sensitive. Stop it. What else did I do? How to clear disconnect. I'm trying to make sure I'm going through everything. Yeah, during a breakup, another thing I used to do was imagine the person that I was with at the time and us facing one another, smiling, and then I imagine us going our separate ways and being okay with it. Music helps. I also, yes, I do listen to like I forgot which hertz it is, with just like the tones. I listen to that sometimes. But I personally, and maybe because I was raised Muslim, love listening to Quranic recitation. If you don't hate Muslims, if you don't hate Arabs, if you don't hate the Middle East or whatever, anything to do, I would suggest that, you know, type in Quranic recitation, and just the way the chanting is, you know, I'll play that in my ears for hours, or while I'm going to sleep if you could find a long one. And I just listen to that. Something about it, I just feel better. Speaking of, I think this is the last thing that I wanted to mention, was like kind of self-hypnosis. So you might want to download an app in your phone. I'm looking for it. I did audio record. It's something called audio record, and it's a free app where it has like the loop feature on there. And so I say positive affirmations in there, and leave it on, turn it down low and put the earphones in and just kind of fall asleep listening to myself saying like these things that are just calming or bring me peace. I've said several things before, so it doesn't matter. It's up to you. But I try to talk for like at least 30 seconds to a minute 30. with like certain phrases or just how I'm feeling. Like, for instance, if I am, because everything is about, letting go of people or releasing people, I might say something like, you are so much more, worth so much more, appreciate the love that you have for this person, and but now I am ready to move on. Now I am ready to release. I trust that source will guide me to the right person. It's just whatever you want to say. And I'll let that leave it on loop. Sometimes I'll wake up in the middle of the night, maybe around 4, if it gets uncomfortable, and I'll turn it off. But just fall asleep with that. I said that was going to be the last thing, but as I was saying that with the self-hypnosis, it made me think of something else that I did to help clear. Don't fight. Don't lie to yourself and say that. Made me think of one more thing that I talk about all the time, in my videos. But if you love someone, don't lie and say that you don't. Like, that just makes it worse. It just makes it worse. So it's best to just kind of embrace the fact that you loved this person. Even if you're trying to let go from them, you can say, I know that I don't fully release, I still am in love with this person, and I'm not fully over this person, but my intent is to release from this person. Because it's not like you're trying to lie to yourself. It's like you have to just be honest. Yes, I still love this person, but I know this person is not the best person for me. Something like that. It does not take away the love that I have for this person. And think about, kind of psychoanalyze yourself, talk to yourself. Why does this person make you feel this way? That's another thing, psychoanalyze. I start with one question and then just keep asking myself why, over and over, like a kid. Why do you still love this person? Matt, why do you still love this person? Well, because, they made me feel this way and they made me feel that way. Yes, but do you not think that you can not get that somewhere else? I don't know. Maybe I don't. What would it take for you to blah, blah. I just kind of ask myself all these questions. I just psychoanalyze. Why do you think that person made you feel that way? What is it about that person that you can compare to? Can you honestly say that's the best love that you ever have? Can you blah, blah. I just like ask questions over and over and over again. And I journal them. I write them down. I talk out loud, just anything. Helping other people like this. A lot of you're on your spiritual journey, your spiritual path. It really helps. Like, when you feel like you can't help yourself, help somebody else. All of a sudden, that selfless act kind of heals. It helps you move forward. It helps you clear. Just no other way around it, helping others. Now, sometimes if you're having a moment and you're just like, oh, I just feel so bad, like, it's okay. Maybe you need to take that day to yourself. I'll be honest, sometimes you guys, if I'm trying to do readings, it's like, and I'm having like a bad day, it's like, I just can't, I can't do the readings. I'm going to have to take a pass this time. Or your reading might get delayed. I don't want to give you a reading and I'm in like a funky mood. Like, I don't want to do that. So there have been times where if my energy is just too down, like I can't help people. However, there are times where, depending on how down I am or how down you are, it's like there have been times where I'm like, I don't really feel like it. Like, my mood isn't that great. But it's like just pushing yourself. Then, yeah, eventually as you help people, it's like more clearing. So whatever you can, depending on the mood that you're in, sometimes you just got to take a day to yourself, but sometimes you need to push through it, and that'll help. Surrenderance is something that I jotted down as I was talking to you guys, that I talk about in tarot readings a lot. Surrender to your shitty ass moment. This is a shitty ass moment. It's not what I want. It's not ideal, but there's something in it for me. It's something that I don't understand happening, and I can't figure it out. So just, it is what it is for now. And the minute that happens, it's like release. This is something that I really preach because I have experience with it and I believe in it and it works for me. It's like something might start off as false surrenderance and it's just like the universe know when you lying. But it's like the minute it's real is when it just happens. Like I've talked about that with my karmic. When I really wanted to, I didn't understand why I was in that relationship because it was after my twin flame experience and I knew what real love was supposed to be like. And I knew that was not real love. That was not, I was with a narcissist. It was just bad. And I just remember that moment that I felt like at my darkest with him. And I was crying as something was happening. You know, I'm not going to go into detail, but I was just crying and I just kind of surrendered to it. I said, well, source, I don't know why I'm in this position. It makes no sense. Apparently something happened in a previous life. Maybe I signed up for this. Maybe whatever the case, I was like, I don't know, but it is what it is. And the minute that happened, I told you guys, like I broke up, that there was a clean breakup. Something took us apart, and we went our separate ways. And, you know, we just went our separate ways from there. So, and that the same thing happened with a job. Like it's happened other times too, but those are the strongest two times. Like when I was really fed up with my job, I really, really hated my job. That's the most recent one. And I was just like, I hate this job so much. And I didn't understand why I was in this job. And finally, it just dawned on me. I said, you know what? Jobs are karmic too. You know, this is some sort of debt that I'm repaying. Maybe I abused a company in a previous life, or maybe something happened. You know, something happened where I didn't finish the work that I was supposed to do. Maybe I owe this as a favor to the company owner. My presence here, I don't know, but it's karmic and it is what it is. That's like my favorite phrase. It is what it is. And sure enough, like, you know, a month later, I just left. Like I wasn't released from it, but the readings and everything had picked up to a point where it was like, okay, you're doing good enough to work on your own. So I'm not rich or anything. I'm still average, but it's like I'd rather be doing this for less hours than spending my whole 8 hours a day, working 40 hours a week for the same amount of money. I'm like, no, I think I'll go ahead and do my readings full time now. So that's how that happened. And now I actually feel like I'm evolving into something else. I know you guys keep asking me to do the tarot classes. I'm still trying to figure that out, you guys. But I feel too like there may be something else that I'm leaning towards spiritually. So I'll figure that out. But yeah, so those are all the things that I can think of off the top of my head that will help you release situations and release people and heal yourself. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there are other things that you've probably come across, but I wanted to name all the things that I could think of specifically that has helped me overcome my depression, overcome breakups, overcome just bad situations, period. Yeah, off the bat, those are the things that I've done. I'm just kind of making sure before I end the video that that's all. So I think that's all. Yeah. All right. So, yeah, you guys, you don't have to. I just want to end by saying again, or reiterating that, especially since this is, many of you are dealing with love issues. And that's one more thing I wanted to tap onto with you guys saying, but I still feel my twin flame. I still feel them. Like I've moved on, but I can feel them. I really feel like everybody's twin flame journey is different, so I can't say 100% sure what to do in that situation. All that I can do is thinking like some of the things that I named. Try that tapping method about your twin flame. Send them unconditional love. Talk to them out loud as if they can hear you. So and so, I still love you. I'm still so madly in love with you, but we have to go our separate ways for now. This is unhealthy. And I want you to feel the love that I have for you. I want to love myself. You know, it's just like you really just have to talk to this person out loud as if they're in the room. Try that. Try the tapping, saying that over and over again, that you love them and that you release them. I think the main thing I wanted to say about disconnecting from someone that you love is don't lie to yourself and say you don't love them no more. Don't do that. It's okay to still love that person. It's okay to still have triggers. I just feel that the more you embrace the fact that that was a beautiful moment or a beautiful person that you had in your life, and that you appreciate it and embrace it, the more you embrace that, the more it will release itself. That's all that I can really think of, because even like with my twin, and sometimes I'm starting to wonder now too, like, is it just my twin that I feel, or now am I open to feeling the energies of other people that I connect with? But like every now and then, you know, when I feel that heart palpitate, it's a weird feel. It's hard to, it's almost like you feel like this energy circulating between the heart and the throat chakra. And the heart, sometimes it depends on how intense it is. It can get so intense to the point where it feels like your heart is hurting or about to explode. It's like, do I need to call 911? And I'm not telling you not to. But whenever that has happened to me, I really just have to be still and breathe and meditate, because it's so intense. It's heavy. Sometimes it takes a while to stop. And I want you to I wanted to also put it out there that just because you are still feeling this connection does not mean that you have to be with them. Synchronicities too. I want to talk about that really briefly. Synchronicities doesn't always confirm that you're on the right track. Sometimes synchronicities are telling you that you're ignoring something that you need to do within. You know, something that you're not paying attention to. You're blowing something off. So those number synchronicities are not always like saying, this is the love of your life. It's not always like that. And sometimes synchronicities do confirm that you have a telepathic or a spiritual connection with somebody. Doesn't mean you're going to be together. Empty synchronicities, we don't want to get caught up in that. You know, they're beautiful, they're lovely. You might keep seeing a person's name, but if nothing's happening, it's no need to just hold on to that. A lot of us want to hold on to stuff like that. We have to know when to let go. Promise. Final thoughts. When something is for you, it happens naturally. It flows. It just flows. That's been my biggest thing. I've had several connections throughout the years where I'm like, I know this is my soulmate. Oh my God, I know it. And the synchronicities and the dreams. Oh my God, this is my soulmate. And this is like maybe like a love interest or a crush or something. But nothing was happening. Maybe there'll be some little interaction on the internet with little short conversations, little likes here and there, which always just gives you hope. But it's like you have to remember, if nothing's happening, whenever it was proven that I was supposed to be with someone, yes, it started off with synchronicities, but when they started to pursue me, after it's been established, hey, there's a little flirtation here, once they started to pursue me and it was mutual, there was this mutual give and take, that's when I knew something was for me, because it just started flowing. Things just started falling into place. It's like, okay, yes, this is supposed to be with this person. how long those soul contracts are, we don't know. But I just want to put that out there too before closing out. That if something is for you, it just flows. It's not going to be a bunch of empty signs and synchronicities with no backup, nothing nothing is manifesting, you know. That those synchronicities are just confirmations. Maybe you guys did have a soul connection in a past life. Maybe you guys do recognize each other, but maybe you don't have that contract together. So yeah, it's just like empty promises. You need to know when to let those synchronicities go. You need to give yourself a deadline. Sometimes I've done that too, typed it in my phone or written it down. Like, if this doesn't happen by XYZ date, I'm going to have to assume that it's not meant for us to be. And I just have to ask the universe to release this crush or this energy that I'm having for this person. And, you know, let it be like that. One more thing. I'm sorry. I keep thinking of these things. And this one is like the least thing that you can do. But one time I put my focus on somebody I know I would never have, like a celebrity. And I really fed into this fairy tale. And I was crushing on the celebrity so hard. I've done that about 2 times. So hard that eventually I disconnected from the real person that I was having a crush on, because I had created this illusion about a celebrity that I knew nothing would ever happen, but I was so caught up in the fairy tale that it at least helped me to let go of the other person. But the only thing with that is that all it is like, it's transferred energy. You know, and it doesn't really help you heal. It's just kind of getting caught up into a fantasy. But I'm done. That was it. I hope this helps some of you. Feel free to leave your comments. And love you guys. Many blessings to you.